She promised herself she would say yes to everything for a year, but she never expected that one yes would force her to choose between her heart and her home. It all started on January 1st. Clara, tired of her quiet, predictable life, wrote down her one and only New Year's resolution: say yes to everything, no matter how small, no matter how scary. The first week was tame. Yes to trying sushi for the first time. Yes to that ridiculously bright yellow sweater she'd never dare to wear. Yes to joining a public speaking club, even though her knees knocked the whole time. Each yes was a small victory, a tiny crack in the shell of her old self. Then came the yes that changed everything. Her best friend, Mia, called her, breathless with excitement. "Clara, you will not believe this. My cousin's friend is setting up his best friend on a blind date. He's supposed to be incredible, but his date just canceled. It's tonight. You have to go. Say yes." Old Clara would have laughed and listed 100 reasons why not. "It's too last minute. I have nothing to wear. I hate blind dates." But new Clara took a deep breath and, with a surprisingly steady voice, said, "Yes. Okay, I'll do it." She almost backed out a dozen times while getting ready. What was she thinking? This was insane. But the promise she made to herself was stronger than her fear. She walked into the fancy downtown restaurant, her heart thumping against her ribs, and saw him. He was standing by the bar, looking just as nervous as she felt, and he was perfect. His name was Leo. He had a smile that could melt glaciers and eyes that seemed to look right into her soul. The conversation flowed effortlessly, like they had known each other for years. They talked about everything and nothing: favorite childhood memories, dreams for the future, the silliest things that made them laugh. He was witty, kind, and genuinely interested in her life, especially when she talked about her family's bookstore, the Reading Nook, a local institution her grandfather had started 50 years ago. He listened with such intensity, calling it a treasure. It felt like magic, like a scene straight out of a movie. When he walked her home, under the glow of the streetlights, he gently took her hand. "I had an amazing time tonight, Clara. Can I see you again?" And for the first time, her yes wasn't a challenge to herself, but a genuine, heartfelt desire. "Yes," she whispered. The next few weeks were a blur of happiness. Every date was more perfect than the last. Picnics in the park, late-night talks, him helping her reshelve books at the Reading Nook. He even charmed her parents, who adored him instantly. He was supportive and encouraging, always pushing her to keep saying yes to life. Clara felt like she was living in a dream. She was falling, fast and hard, for Leo. She'd never felt this way about anyone. But small, strange things started to happen. A stray comment he made about aggressive market expansion. An urgent business call he took, his voice suddenly cold and corporate, using terms like hostile acquisition and liquidating assets. He would always brush it off, saying it was just boring work stuff, and pull her into a kiss, making her forget her questions. The dream began to crumble the day her father called her into his office at the back of the bookstore. His face was pale, his hands trembling as he held a letter. "They're trying to push us out, Clara," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Some massive corporation, Apex Holdings, they've bought the entire block. They're tearing it all down to build a mega shopping complex. They gave us a buyout offer that's an insult. It's our home, our legacy, and they want to bulldoze it." Clara's blood ran cold. Apex Holdings. The name was vaguely familiar. She tried to comfort her father, assuring him they would fight it, that their little store meant too much to the community. That night, she couldn't sleep. The name Apex Holdings echoed in her mind. She remembered seeing it on a letterhead peeking out of Leo's briefcase once. She shook her head. No, it couldn't be. It was a coincidence. A big company, that's all. But the seed of doubt had been planted. The next day, while Leo was in the shower, her suspicion got the better of her. With shaking hands, she opened his laptop, which he'd left on the coffee table. Her heart pounded as she did a quick search for Apex Holdings CEO. The screen loaded, and a picture appeared. A professional headshot. It was him. It was Leo. Leonardo Vance, CEO of Apex Holdings. The man she was falling in love with. The man who held her hand and told her he admired her family's legacy. The man who was systematically destroying it. The air left her lungs. The loving smiles, the supportive words, the magical dates. Were they all a lie? A strategy? Was she just a pawn in his corporate game? A way to get an inside look at the small business he planned to crush? The betrayal was a physical blow, stealing her breath and shattering her heart into a million pieces. Her resolution had led her to the love of her life, and now it was leading her to her worst nightmare. She spent the next 2 days and a daze avoiding his calls, her mind a battlefield of love and loyalty. The image of her father's devastated face was at war with the memory of Leo's gentle smile. Her heart ached for the man she thought she knew, while her gut churned with anger for the man he actually was. She had to know the truth. She had to confront him. Finally, she agreed to meet him at the park where they had their first picnic. He was waiting for her on their bench, a worried look on his face. "Clara, I was so worried. Are you okay?" he asked, reaching for her. She flinched away, and his hand dropped. The hurt in his eyes was almost her undoing. But she held up a copy of the buyout letter her father had received. "I think you know why I'm here, Leonardo," she said, her voice dangerously quiet. She watched his face, searching for any sign of remorse, of surprise, of anything other than the cool, calculated mask of a CEO. He looked at the letter, then back at her, his expression unreadable. "My New Year's resolution was to say yes to everything," she continued, her voice breaking. "It led me to you. And now, I have to ask you for a yes. Yes or no? Are you going to destroy my family's home for your shopping mall?" He stood there, silent, the chasm between them wider than any construction site. The love of her life and the destroyer of her world were the same man. And now he had to choose. His company or her. What do you think he will do? Will he choose love, or will he choose his empire? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. We'll be back with part 2 to reveal his decision. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next video.